column names if they are equal. But the heart part of the join is to use primary keys and foreign keys. Okay. So inner join. What's the inner join is? This operation of inner join is expressed by two things. Either by condition in where clause, we can express the inner join in where clause, or we can express inner join in from clause. Okay, so either in where or from. If we use a where, there is model or there is a form, and if we use the inner join within the from clause, we have another style or form of the query. Let's have two examples, and they are similar, they are the same. So this is two different ways. Either you use the inner join using where clause or from clause. If you use a where clause, you should have this comparison. Table1 dot where table1 dot column name equal table2 dot column name. As you see here, column name should be repeated within the two tables, different tables, which means that both tables, table 1 and table 2, should have a column name in common. Should have as the column name in table 1 and the column name in table 2. This is like primary key here, and it can serve as foreign key in another table. This is the way how we can create a join using primary key in first parent table and foreign key in the second child table. So the key that contains the foreign key, we call it child. The key that has the primary key linked to the foreign key, we call it parent. So this is when we want to use the where clause, we should write something similar to this with where. However, when we want to use the inner join in the from clause, we should go this way. We should write from table 1. We should add inner join this way, table 2. So it means that we want to do inner join from table 1 and table 2. So table 1 inner join table 2, it means that table 1 should be inner joined to table 2 on which attributes? In on table 1 dot common column name comparison operator column table 2 dot column name on what you have added in where clause exactly. So this is the small difference. We will have two examples and we will see and understand the difference. Okay. Imagine that we have this query. Select last name, department name from last name and department name. From employees and department, we go to the database, department name and department name. This is from department and employee ID, right? Let's have a screenshot here. Okay. We are here. Okay. Okay, remember, employees and department. What we want from select last name and department name. Last name is in employee table and department name here is uh, from department table because there is no department name here, right? There is department ID here in table employees. We don't have department name here. So as you see, oh no, no. As you see, okay, here, this way, we are still see. So select last name, department name, last name from table employees, department name we want to select it from uh, department name from department. So you see we are uh, getting column names from different columns, but to do so we should join this table with department. How we can join this table department with employees? As you see here, the department ID is here as a foreign key in the employees table. Okay, so the department ID as a foreign key in what? In employees. So select last name, department name from employees and departments, but we added small e and small d. What does this mean? It means that we take only we assign a alias employee e. It means that like a temporary name for this table to not write every time employees dot department the departments dot department id to avoid to insist the clarity facility easy in reading the queries. Okay, so from employees e, departments d, this is why we make alias and we make alias to use them later on. Okay, as we did here, where remember here table 1 column equal table 2 dot column name, right? But here, who's common between this table and that table is the department ID, right? Where if you go to the table, main database in the beginning here, look, department, this is the department ID, department name. We want department name from this table, and from employees, we want first name or last name, I guess, right? So as you see here in employee, the last one, there's department ID. So department ID in department and department ID in department in employees here. So this is why we should use this equal this. Okay, we go here. So where E employees table dot department ID dot this ID here should equal to departments dot department ID. So E dot department ID, so employees dot department ID, the last one in this table, equal to D, which is department table, this one, dot department ID. So if this is 10 and there is 10, it means that this information, the first one, is related to the last. For imagine this is instead of 90, the first one is 10. It means that all this information is the same information for this, because this is 10 and this is 10. So they are related to the same person who is Stephen King. Okay? So this way we create, this way we can use a join on where clause. And we can add, and I want and where e dot department ID, the department ID, and first name like a and percentage. What does this mean? It means you want the first letter of all names to be capital A, and afterwards any character, I don't care. Maybe zero, maybe only A, maybe any characters. More, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters. Here it means any string of 0 or more characters. Okay, here. This is the first way we create inner join using a where clause. So in table, in from, inside the from, where we use the conditions of equality should be in where. This is here, should be in where. So it means you should add this equal here, equality, table dot column name. As you see, column name, table 1, table 2. So here, table 1 is E, column name is department ID, table 2 is the column name is the same here as department ID. So this is where clause with inner join. Now we will do it with the from, as here. The same, select last name, department name, okay. From table 1 inner join table 2, from employees E, inner join department D, where you add instead on. So on E dot department ID equal to D dot department ID. And then you add where first name like this one. So you move the where clause to the last string here, first name. Okay? This is the main difference between inner join and using with where and using with from. So inner join, it means that when you join where primary key equal to the value of the foreign key. Let's have an example. For example, here, department ID. For example, let's assume this is the department table. We have this